All right, everybody. Welcome to Psycho's Platters. Always powered by coffee, each and every time. Just gonna let you know we're doing the next Jukebox from Hell episode. That's right. So, first of all, I want to thank everybody that watched episode 22, which was Cow Sills on My Side. I cannot get over the views on that one and the comments. Beautiful stuff there, and thank you so very much, everybody, for that one. But for today, we're going to look at, this will be episode 23 on the scorecards. We are looking at the March 1986 album from the Rolling Stones, Dirty Work. That's right. Here's the front, here's the back. There's an inner sleeve here. Let's see if I can get this out. You got here a cartoon and lyrics on the other side and a custom label. Okay. Still on the Rolling Stones label, but being distributed by CBS under their new contract. Yes. So this thing here, 20th studio album in the US here, like I said, released late March 1986. Their previous album, Undercover, came out in November 1983. Number 4 on the Billboard 200 it did. So 2 singles came off of here. Harlem Shuffle, which made it to number 5 in the US, 13 in the UK. One Hit to the Body, which was squeaked into the top 30 at number 28 and 80 in the UK. Now your usual lineup at this time, of course, being Mick, Keith, Ronnie, Bill, and Charlie, plus Ian Stewart, the sixth Stone, who unfortunately, rest in peace, would die shortly before the release of this album. And all that. But you got you also have Chuck Leavell, Ivan Neville, Jimmy Page, who plays guitar on One Hit to the Body, Bobby Womack, Anton Fig doing percussion, John Regan, who was in Fraley's Comet, and Peter Frampton, bass on Winning Ugly, and Ian Stewart. Your backing vocals on this album, though, you got a whole bunch of people. You got Jimmy Cliff, yeah, from reggae star Jimmy Cliff, Don Covey, soul, 60s soul artist, Beverly D'Angelo, yeah, that Beverly D'Angelo, the one that was in National Lampoon's Vacation. Did not know she could sing. You got me on that one. So she sings backgrounds on this. Kirsty MacColl, Patty, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Scalfa? Anyways, Bruce Springsteen, background singer, and then ending up being Mrs. Bruce Springsteen. Tom Waits and others, alright? So, we go off here. We're going to go track by track, as we always do. So, track 1, we start right off the bat with One Hit to the Body. Probably one of my favorites off this album, and of course, like I said, Jimmy Page on guitar on this one. Track 2, Fight. The music's alright, but to me, this tune is meh. You know, Track 3, Harlem Shuffle, a cover of the 1962 classic from Bob and Earl. I don't mind this. The video's a little goofy, but wasn't 80s videos anyway. Also, that animation in the video looks a little Ren and Stimpy-ish at times. So I'm wondering if that team worked on this video too, which would have been funny. Track 4, Hold Back. This one cooks nicely. Ivan Neville on bass, Chuck Leavell on keys. We then go to track 5, Too Rude. Now, it starts out sounding UB40-like. I do like this one. Keith sung it, of course. Jimmy Cliff on background vocals. The only thing I can't stand with the percussion loop that they used to make it sound more reggae-ish, it doesn't really work here. It's kind of annoying. I know that a lot of the 80s productions of major albums, oh boy, if we only could have like a remix or a remaster, right? Remix it up a little bit. Track 6, Winning Ugly. I kind of like this one. It grows on you. Track 7, Back to Zero. Ugh. If this is what zero is, I'll pass. Remember, kids, it's just my opinion. And opinions and assholes, everyone has one. Track 8, Dirty Work. A real good cooker here. Track 9, Had It With You. B-side to the Harlem Shuffle single. At times I could see this one on Some Girls or Tattoo You. Nice blues rock tune. Ends a little sloppy with a cool harmonica lick or two. Yes, please. Track 10, we almost closed this album out with Sleep Tonight. What a nice way to end this album. A really nice Keith sung number. Ronnie Wood on drums on this, and Sleep Tonight indeed. And then at the end of it, about a minute or so, you get a quick Stu Memorial playing piano to the song Key to the Highway, and we close out that album this way. Yes, this album, there was a lot of controversy, of course, between the Mick and Keith war, if you will, which would not get resolved from this album. At times, Ron Wood, Bill Wyman, Charlie Watts, they were not in the studio. It was very hard to get all 5 of them in at the same time. And as you'll see if you look and investigate a little further, that you don't have all 5 members on these, on certain tracks of this album. But anyways, I don't understand why the critics and the fans hated it. Look, it's not a great album, but it's not a total shit album either, okay? I would say, truthfully, out of the 10 tracks, maybe there's 2 of them that could have been replaced, maybe 3, but most of it's a pretty decent album. I mean, let's face it, in a way, we needed Dirty Work, okay, as the stepping stone from Undercover to the next album, which we'll talk about in the afterwards here. I said they wouldn't tour for this album due to, of course, like I said, the Mick Keith fiasco going on. That Mick would release Primitive Cool in '87, and Keith would release Talk Is Cheap in October '88. But in March to May of '89, it all comes back together for the great album Steel Wheels, which gets released in August of '89. So what I'm getting at on this, though, is that this is pretty much, in my opinion, a Stone's stepping stone. See what I did? Never mind. So, but they needed to get this out of their system in a way, I guess, okay, and get back to reforming and being the Stones that we all know and love, still, even to this day. Also, of course, rest in peace, Charlie Watts. Another one gone. They all are going. But did you end up getting this album when it came out in March of '86? What did you think of it? Are you a Stones fan? I've been a Stones fan since the late '70s. I want to say it was either Emotional Rescue or Tattoo You was my first new Stones album. All right, but I dug the early 60s catalog back when I was a teenager. The Brian Jones era. So, I don't know, just let me know in the comments what's your favorite Stones song or song, okay? Now, I know you're saying to yourself, and maybe you may not anyway, but you're going to find out. What is the next episode of Jukebox from Hell, episode 24, which will be the 4th episode of season 3 here on your scorecards. We are going to go backwards a little over 10 years this time, all right? This would be the last album to come out from this classic 70s rock band. They started out in the 60s, but they were more known in the 70s. And the thing is, this would be the last album. It kind of ended pretty ugly for these guys until they came back in the mid-80s. We're talking about November 1975. Come Taste the Band from Deep Purple, which was also requested, by the way, as well. So, come taste the band, ladies and gentlemen, and finish it all up. So, once again, if there's any future consideration for Jukebox from Hell episodes, put them in the comments. I will review them and look at all of them, where we got more fun episodes coming along here. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, Mighty Psycho, always powered by coffee. Each and every time, you take care of yourselves and have happy holidays, all right? Thanksgiving's just around the corner. Take care.